Hi guys, welcome to a Facebook Live with Jeannie. I'm Jeannie Nielsen, the card lady, and apparently Facebook is not going to help me again today. So I wanted to say hi to everybody. Did everybody have a nice Halloween? I had a great time. We're going to see how my Facebook Live is going to go today because apparently, like I said, I tried doing it sideways and it doesn't want me to be sideways. I don't know what's wrong with it. All of a sudden, it's being a big pain. I wanted to show you my cards for this week's card class, and you can get them free with a $50 order. You'll make 2 of each. This is one of them. Love that. This is the Coneflower card. It's a Coneflower bundle, stamps and dies. I love this one especially. It's backwards, so you're not going to be able to see it. And who knows when I rotate down if you're going to be upside down or not. I'm going to try and figure this out. Anyway, it's got a cute, actually has a fold in the die so I can make a cute message inside, and I fringed it and I sponged it. I just had a great time with that card. That's my favorite. The trick is 2-tone cardstock. And then there's this one. And this one is so cool too. I love Blackberry Bliss with the petunia pop. It's a really pretty color. My centers, my stamens or whatever, is actually a crushed curry base, and then I colored it with one of the deep, I believe it was the medium, no, it might have been the deep tones of the flesh colors. So maybe SU100, SU200, one of those two. I don't think it was pecan pie. Anyway, thanks for joining me. We are going to do the craft along today. The craft along is a card class that I do once a month. You can order the kit ahead of time. I had several people take me up on that. And then you can make it here in my studio, and I had several people take me up on that. And for those people that did not finish their cards or did not know how to put certain ones together, we're going to do it together. So this craft along is the Christ is Born craft along. I also sent out an email today saying that I am doing the Gingerbread Man bundle as well. So let me show you the cards very quickly. They're going to be backwards, but just so you can see it, this is Christ is Born. Here's another one. I collaborated with Judy Tuttle and Monica Ghiberti. This one, it's a little dark, but I really like it. I use colored pencils to color the robes and the hair. And then there's this one. And this is a fancy fold from Judy. And I love how you can see the message through there. And I'm going to show you something when I flip down, something that somebody else showed me. And I love how they did it. So anyway, this is the last one. Somebody said to me, I wish it came to the end. And I said, well, it's not my card, so it's not my card to do that with. Well, apparently I just can't measure because it was supposed to be to the end. So when we do it right this time, it will be. Okay, so let's see which card we're going to pick out first. I have all of my blends here. There weren't that many. It was mostly Pool Party, Cloud Cover, Pecan Pie, Ivory, things like that. That's the blends, and then the colored pencils. I do have a journaling marker. If you had wanted to draw faces, and some people did draw faces, mine did not turn out very well. And I am fine with my Holy Family not having faces. So that's that. I have all my stamps. We only needed 4 inks for this. You needed Crumb Cake, Night of Navy, Secret Sea, and Memento. I found out later that it was also supposed to use Cloud Cover, but lo and behold, I didn't see that when I was reading the directions. It wasn't in the ink at the top, so I didn't stamp with that. So we are not doing Cloud Cover. I'm just stamping off. So let's get to work because we've got a lot to do. So I am going to, let's see, I'm going to flip down and probably be backwards. Maybe not. Let's see. Okay, can you see it? There's my hand. I want to see if I can see straight up or if it's backwards or upside down. I'm going to try for you guys. I'm going to try and do this right. I just don't know if I'm going to. I'm going to try and do it upside down so you can see it right. So that's the first card, and don't you love the coloring on it? Is that the card that I'm going to make first? It might not be, actually. Okay, let's make that card first since I showed you that card first. Okay, so here we have our base, and it's 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And I scored it. I have to measure because I can't remember, even though I prepared some again yesterday. Let's see, 2 3/8 and 3 3/4 from each side. So I'm going to score it 2 3/8, 3 3/4, flip it, 2 3/8, 3 3/4. Now I'm going to take my bone folder. I didn't realize that this light is not on. I wonder if I ended up turning. Ah, there we go. That's better. I must have flipped the switch somehow. So I'm going to do it I'm going to stamp upside down, but I will flip it so you can see it when we're done, since I don't know what's going on with this. Oh boy. The printer is coming to life next to me. What in the world? What in the world? Okay, let me look at the card so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is take my bone folder, and we are going to do a mountain fold and a valley fold. So a valley fold means we're going to fold it inward. A mountain fold means we're going to fold it outward. So it's going to be sticking up like a mountain, inward like, and we're going to do that on both sides. Now, when I scored this, I did not score this as mountain and valley. I scored it all as, I don't know, mountain or valley. So I'm kind of not doing what I always say that you need to do, which is mountain or bump in the middle when you're scoring. So that's the first part. Okay, so now we have our panels, and the panel is 2 1/4, like I said, 2 3/8 inches wide. So we are going to put some DSP here, and the DSP is 2 1/4 by 4 inches, 4 1/8 actually. And I'm going to glue that onto each side. So I've got 2 of those. This is the one that has the doves on one side. And sorry, I don't know why this printer all of a sudden, oh, I bet it came to life because I turned the switch so that I'd have the light on. That's probably what happened. It was my fault. It was waking up because it's been asleep for a little while. Okay, so I'm putting glue on there, and I'm kind of doing a messy job, but we have to finish this in about an hour, hour and a half. So thank you for joining me. Tell me where you're joining me from. Tell me what you did for Halloween. How many kids did you get? Did you get kids? Did you have your porch light off so that you didn't get kids? I went with my daughter and the grandkids. We went with my husband, and we went trick-or-treating in Wellesley, which is about half an hour. This is where Lindsay's living now. Half an hour away from us, and we had a great time walking with them. My grandson was Buzz Lightyear, and my granddaughter was a mermaid princess, because I guess everything is princess right now. Okay, so I've done this. Sorry, look at my hand. Oh my goodness, right? Now, see, I didn't put the right one in here again. It should have been 5 1/2 inches. And I guess I still put the 5 1/4 one. So I'm not going to put this on right away because I do want to do it right. It's supposed to go all the way to this edge. You're only going to attach it on this side. But apparently, I cut it wrong again. I probably took out the right one thinking that I had taken out the wrong one. This is what it looks like inside. And we're going to use our blends to color the stars. And we've got the manger here. And our sentiment says, "For unto us a child is born." So I will turn this around later, but I can't stamp upside down. I'm so sorry, guys. So bear with me. We have a couple of stars in here. One is a little cluster of stars, and the other one is the larger, you know, the Eastern star, the big star that led the wise men. We're going to stamp the star in crumb cake. So that's right here. We're going to stamp the star in crumb cake, and then I'm going to color it in a second with I believe it's Daffodil Delight. It might be Darling Duckling. What is it? Oh, it's Dark Lemon Lolly. We'll do that in a second. So let me put the crumb cake away, and we're going to use the memento. We're going to stamp "For unto us a child is born." Now, there's a bunch of sentiments, and what I have to do is turn them over and read it. So this one says, "Oh, come, let us adore him." This one says, "For unto us a child is born." So here, next to our manger, and I better stand up to stamp this because I want to be right side up. So, "For unto us a child is born," and then I have the manger, the creche, the whatever you want to call it. And we're going to color that one too. So this is our inside piece. Let me put the markers over here. Let me first start by coloring the star. Just going to color in just like that. Little bit. And we are going to, and this is going, you're going to have fun with this if you're doing this. Oh, let me color the straw as well. I've got the straw here in our manger, and we're coloring that with Lemon Lolly too. Now, Lemon Lolly is not really, straw is actually a very bright yellow. It is a bright yellow, but it does have little bits of brown to it. So I'm going to just add a little bit of, maybe on the edges, you know, down in the corners, just a little bit of pecan pie, just like that. I grew up on a farm. Did everybody know that? I grew up on a dairy farm in upstate New York and in New Jersey. Yes, New Jersey does have dairy farms. It wasn't a very big farm. We probably had about 60 to 80 cows, and my dad did it by himself for the most part, because there was my sister and I got attacked by a bull. So I was dismissed from farm duty. So it was really just my brother that helped, but my brother was 6 years younger than me, so it was a little bit of an issue. I'm going to color this one in light pecan. No, I want to color it in crumb cake. I forgot. I want to color this in crumb cake. And you know what? I might have, for the class that we're doing, I might have actually taken out the crumb cake marker for my class that we're doing for the cone flowers. So it says on your tutorial, if you purchase the class, it says what color to color it in. But you could do any color, but this one happens to be crumb cake, and it's supposed to be the light crumb cake. We're going to just glue this inside of our center. So you'll be able to tell which one goes where. There's two small pieces. This one is 3 3/8 by 3 3/4, I believe. No, by 4 1/8. 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. That's going to go in here in our center. And I could have actually glued that upside down for you to see it, right? Okay, so that's that. Okay, next thing I need to do, let's look at the front here. We've got our manger scene. And like I said, I'm not coloring in the, drawing in the faces. I did a very poor job at that. I just don't want to be responsible. I did it just to show that it could be done, and I did a horrible job. For those of you that say you're not artistic, I'm right there with you. I also am not an artist. I'm creative though. And because the Stampin' Up! Has done the work for me by creating these stamps, and they've drawn all the details and everything, I can actually stamp and make it look like I know what I'm doing. So just keep that in mind. Okay, I probably should have a piercing pad underneath, because that's what you want with photopolymer. I like to put my hand underneath and just kind of rub, because then I know that I'm getting the full detail like that. And then let's see, we are going to stamp a little lamb on one of our scraps. Let's see if this scrap is going to be big enough or not. I can tell that this one is the scrap because it's definitely got some issues. I took it out of my scrap bin, and I'll color that in. You know what? We need the light crumb cake marker. Oh, apparently I didn't put it there, so it must be here someplace. The light crumb cake marker. Here I have an ivory. Here it is. This is our light crumb cake marker. So we're going to color our lamb, who I know is supposed to be either black or white, but we're going to color him with light crumb cake. Sorry, Joan, I know that you said that he's supposed to have, there's no such thing as this color lamb, but in our world there has to be right now. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to use the light crumb cake marker for is Joseph's shirt, and I don't know what the real name would be. This is going to take a little bit to do some coloring, so bear with me. but it's a light crumb cake that we're going to use right here. And then I'm going to color his hair with light crumb cake. And of course, he's probably Middle Eastern, and it's probably not really light crumb cake. It's probably dark because, you know, out there, it's all dark. But my skin color isn't right, but we're doing it the best that we can. So here we have light crumb cake for both of their hairs. And then the next thing I'm going to do before I mess it up is the ivory skin. Now the ivory skin is going to be, first of all, baby Jesus's face. It's going to be on the hand. It's going to be on Mary's and Joseph's face. Oh, I missed his beard, so I'll have to go back, but I'll do his ear. And we've got her hand and a little bit right down there. Is that everything? I think that's everything with the ivory for now. Let me go back to the light crumb cake, though, and do his beard. Because, boy, he aged already that he has a silver beard. Okay, now I'm going to use light pecan pie. Is that this? So let me tell you what happened this last week. Oh, boy, I need a new pecan pie marker after all these classes. Not good. Okay, well, luckily I haven't placed an order for this week yet. I don't think I have more pecan pie markers here, so we're going to just bear with me. We're going to do our best after several people have colored with it, and I'm going to end up ruining it myself because it turns out I don't end up coloring that hard when I color. But if you do press too hard, you're going to wear out the tip. And of course, you wear out the tip and you get what I am working with right now. So. To me, this is one of the most fun things to do, the coloring. Okay, unless you're working with a marker like I am, and then it's not so fun. Okay, we're going to use the dark pecan pie for the staff. So let's just do that. Oh, much better. We obviously didn't use this as much because that's a beautiful staff. Okay, now baby Jesus is going to be done in light balmy blue. So the blanket, because he's a boy, baby boy, even though when he was wrapped in swaddling clothes, it probably was rags. It probably wasn't like this. I'm just doing, you know, our picture is the perfect father, mother, son picture, but the poor baby was born in a manger. Manger where the animals would feed out of. I mean, that's what a manger was. Essentially, they put him in the manger here, but that's what they put the hay in there for the, oh, I missed some of her hair. I'm seeing that now. Okay, this is cloud cover. I'm just using cloud cover for her robe, for Mary's robe. Boy, we've got it made now, right? We get ultrasounds ahead of time. Everybody knows what they're having. They practically can tell when the baby's going to come. Things are a lot different now. So anyway, we went trick-or-treating, and it was really cold. I don't know if that was still weather from the hurricane. It was so windy when we went out on Friday night. But there were a lot of people out, I think, because it was a Friday night. So my son stayed home, and he did handled the trick-or-treaters that came here. And there were, let's start crumb cake. Boy, this could take me hours the way I'm doing this, couldn't it? Okay, so this is her hair. I think that this right here is her neck. So let me do the ivory again, just for her neck. And then I think we're just about done. I'll put this together on the card. I'm not going to cut out the lamb, but you can see that that's what I would be doing. You're going to fussy cut this. This is the lamb that you fussy cut. So you take your paper snips or whatever. Oh, we've got to do one more star, and we're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're going to use the crumb cake ink again for our stars in the corner. Take that back out. And then I'm going to show you, I'm not going to do this for every card because I don't have time and you don't have time to watch me doing all this, but I'm going to tell you what I did. So again, I used, boy, I've got some cinnamon pine cones next to me. They're going to be the death of me. They are so strong. All of a sudden I'm like, whoa. Okay. So I put some of my stars here in a little container. You can also put them in your lid. I wanted them to be, I just took a few because I wanted them to spread out. So put them in, a couple in your lid, and then you're going to use your take your pick tool. Okay, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put dots of glue in my centers of my stars there. Just little dots. And if I wanted any more dots, it looks like I wanted one there and I wanted one there. I'm going to use the putty side, and I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to drop it right there. The putty side, if you don't have take your pick tool, you are going to be swearing by the end of this because it's going to be really hard to pick these up. Let's see. Not swearing as a bad thing. You know, I'm just saying you're going to be irritated. There we go. You could even do some of the open stars. Here's a little star in the corner that I want to make sure I don't miss. And maybe one more. It is what it is. This is a big one again. Nope, I don't want a big one. I need a small one or a medium one. Oh, here's another small one. Okay, so with the putty, I can pick up those stars, and you saw how easy that was. So do a dot with a glue. Glue dots are going to be too much, and just drop it there and kind of place it. I have to do one more thing, and that was on the front where, remember I said, "Oh, come let us adore him" was one of the sayings. And then I set it down. So where did I set it down? "Oh, holy night. Oh, come let us adore him." I've got this little square, and I believe it's 1 1/4 inches by 3/4 inches. It's not very big. And I'm going to stamp that. I'm going to stand up to stamp it. Luckily, this is a photopolymer stamp set. I hope you guys bought this stamp set because it really, really is beautiful. And the sayings are so pretty. Oh, come let us adore him. So now, let me get to work quickly because I'm going to run out of time if I keep doing this long. I put the glue on the wrong side, but what I want to do is put my paper, my basic white, on my cloud cover, just like this. And by the way, I cut 2 more kits last night, so if anybody still wants this and wants to do it, like this weekend on Saturday afternoon, if you come for the coneflower class and you want to do this class, I will have it, but you have to let me know ahead of time. The other thing I need, and I didn't bring with me, Chris is going to be upset with me. I forgot my ribbon. Okay, I have no idea where I put my ribbon now, but I'm going to use a new one because I was running out anyway. For this, we use the Misty Moonlight and Silver Edged ribbon, and it's really, really pretty. What we're going to do, and yes, I said I wasn't going to do this, and maybe I can take it off with my undo later. What I'm going to do is put this on top of this piece of the glimmer paper. So we used several pieces of the glimmer paper. This is the Peaceful Garden glimmer paper, I believe it is. So it goes with the suite of Peaceful Garden, and it's so pretty. This is the Secret Sea one. And then, let's see, I'm going to take this ribbon and I'm just going to loop it. And it's got to be fairly long. It looks like I can make it shorter, but I'm going to do it like this. I want it to overlap just like that. And then I'm cutting it longer because I'm probably going to have to redo it if I'm going to change my paper. So these aren't very sharp ribbon scissors, but you get the idea. What I'm going to do is glue this under, oh, you know what I could do is I'm going to glue it under here. So what I'm going to do, how's the best way to do it? I'm going to use my dimensionals. That's what I'm going to do. I've got several dimensionals, and I'm going to use that to kind of hold it in place. It doesn't stick very well. You probably would do better using Terran tape for this, because this stuff does not really stick well to glimmer paper, just to let you know. So do whatever works for you, but for me, I'm going to try it this way. That kind of holds it in place. And then we're also going to be able to pop up our thing. So let me attach this here. And like I said, I'm not going to really attach it because I really want to do a better job with the glimmer paper and cut the bigger piece. So what you're going to do is just attach on this left side. You want to be able to open your card. So I'm just going to add glue. Since I love glue, you can use seal as well. I'm going to just put that right there. And now, once that's a little bit, I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to center this just like that, right there. And there we go. And you know what else I'll do to make sure it's going to stay? I'm using scraps here of my dimensionals. If you're wondering, I love to use the bones of the dimensionals, as my team member says. By the way, I heard today how many new demonstrators we added, and the number was amazing. So I hope everybody added to their team if you're a demonstrator. As of today, I got 5 new team members, and I have one team member that also added 4 team members. So we've added 9 people to our team, which was fabulous because we're just going to have so much fun. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to go like this, and this is our card. We've got, it still needs the little lamb here, but we're not going to take the time for that right now. I'll put that back in the envelope, but this is our fancy fold card. So let me show it to you this way. It goes like this, opens like that, and look at that. Beautiful. So if you wanted to use your journaling pen, you certainly could. Okay, so that's card number 1. Okay, let's see what card number 2 is. Oh, this one. We're going to do Judy's card. I'm going to show you something on this card. Look at my glue. Don't do what I did. But it turns out, I found out when I had somebody here yesterday doing the class, and she showed me, she did a couple of things different. I can't do all of it different, but we're going to do a couple of things differently than I did for this first card, because I don't like how that is. But wait till you see this. Okay, so let me find this card. We're going to start with this card. Okay, I hope this is, okay, where is all my pieces? Oh, here it is. Okay, here's the pieces. Oh, and there's the long piece that I needed, by the way. That's the 5.5-inch piece. Okay, well, we'll set that aside and we'll do that later. Okay, so here's my card. It's a cloud cover base. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4. Now let me show you what we're going to do. This is what we did. I scored it at 4 1/4. It's 5.5 by 8.5. Then you're going to put it in your paper trimmer 1.5 inches. You're going to score it from the edge to the center score line, and then you flip your paper over at 1.5 inches to the center score line. You're going to cut that. Now, the next thing we are going to do is take our scissors, and we are going to cut this away. Now, I could also, the easy way is I tried doing it with the paper trimmer, but I think because I scored the line, it was really shredding the paper. So we're going to just use our snips, and that'll be okay. I could do a better job than that. I don't want it to stick out too much. Okay, that's good. So I cut that away, and you can use this for whatever. Now, what I was thinking is if you cut this in half, you could actually probably open this up. If I cut this in half, I could probably put one over here and then the other half down there and cover that up. We're going to do something a little bit different today, though. You can use this for whatever you want. You don't need that anymore, so put that in your scrap bin, get it out of your way. Okay, so we've got our piece here, and then I have another piece of cloud cover. And this one, I believe, is 4 3/4 inches long by... let's measure 2.5 inches. I don't remember the measurements off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've done it, but it is 4 3/4 inches, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4 inches. In fact, what you're just going to do is score it a 1/2 inch, okay? And then you're going to take your bone folder, and we're going to put that right there. We've got a couple of pieces of basic white. Now, our basic white, do I have a couple of pieces of basic white? Oh yeah, there's more in here. There's more pieces. So you need the stylish shapes dies to cut out your largest circle. This is the, you can see the design of this Spotlight on Nature circle. We cut that out of the Secret Sea glimmer paper. And we're going to glue this over top. You can use dimensionals as well, but you're going to glue it, and then you're going to let it sit there because it's going to take a little bit. And in fact, I don't know if I told you this before or not, but when I do this, oh, I shouldn't have done that because I still have to stamp this. Okay, I was jumping ahead, but I have granite blocks that somebody gave me for my birthday. They're sample granite blocks. So it nice and heavy, and they can sit on here, and they will do a good job of making it attach. Okay, let me grab some scrap paper because I obviously blew it, and I didn't stamp my Holy Family yet. So I want to stamp the Holy Family on here. We're going to stamp it in Secret Sea, or am I going to stamp it in Night of Navy? It could be Secret Sea according to the, or Night of Navy according to the tutorial, but I'm stamping it in Secret Sea, okay? So, this is the large stamp again. We're just going to, I'm going to show you what I would do. Because it's such a large stamp, I'm going to bring the ink to the stamp instead of the stamp to the ink, okay? And I don't need the whole thing, but I don't know what part of it I do need, so I'm going to just ink up the whole thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go like this. And I guess it's not going to matter that I'm stamping on the glimmer paper because you're not going to see it anyway. But I would advise you that if you are going to stamp on something, if it was a white circle underneath there, don't attach it first like I just did. Make sure you have a piece of scrap underneath so it doesn't contaminate that. Let me use my chamois just to clean my block before I put it back in here and get everything else messy. Okay, this one we are not going to color. It's going to be just an outline. And you can see that right here. This is the card right there. Okay, and let's see. We have to stamp a little piece of cloud cover, which may or may not be in here. May or may not be in here. Okay, I don't see it. I've got my basic white. I've got all sorts of pieces here, but I don't know if I've got what I need. I need 2 of these pieces, and these are going to layer under this DSP. So let me tell you the size of the DSP. This is 4 1/8 inches long. Is it 4 1/8? Yeah, it is 4 1/8. And then this one is probably, well, okay, we'll see if I did that right. They might be the same size, actually. They are the same size. So I'm going to cut a little bit off of that. And whatever your tutorial says, actually, I'm not going to use the white just because I blew it. But know that you have pieces that are hopefully cut right instead of what I did. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to do that yet either. Let's attach first our inside. So we are going to make our inside. This is our inside. We're going to stamp again with a secret C. I work today, so I'm a little frazzled and out of sorts, I guess I have to say. But I did make it home in time to unwind, and so there's really not a good reason for why I'm not put together here. I've got my inside here. And this is a regular 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to stamp that right there. We've got our star cluster. We are going to stamp, and let me see if I can find it. All is calm, all is bright. So I just have to find that one. All is calm, all is bright. There are several sentiments in here. This is such a lovely set. If you look at this, for unto us a child is born. Oh, come, let us adore him. All is calm, all is bright. When they saw the star, they rejoiced. And oh, holy night. How many? Oh my goodness, you could have so much fun with this. What I'm going to do before I do this, I'm just going to lay this inside so I can see where my cover is going to go. And I'll have my vellum over top, but there's a reason why I'm doing it this way. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that. All is calm, all is bright. So you can see it through the vellum, right? And then we just need our manger down here. And this, again, is just an outline, and it's in Secret C down at the bottom. Okay, so there we go. Now, next thing that we're going to do, we are going to turn it so that our fold is, our flaps here are on the right instead of on the left. And you'll see in a second why. Now, what my friend who came over yesterday did, and I really liked it, so you can't see this glue like here. Oops. Sorry, I just dumped a whole bunch of stuff on the floor. Including my little cloud cover piece that I couldn't find. Okay, let's see. I wanted to show you, I just found more pieces, and I wonder if these are narrower. They are. It's weird, but I have the white here, so we are going to do it the right way. But okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do. What she did was, instead of putting the vellum on the inside, she attached the vellum to the outside. So what I'm going to do is just attach it like this. And that's a good way to do it so that you can't see your glue marks. And you'll see why in just a second. So I'm attaching it here on both sides. And you can see why I want to cover up my glue marks, because I'm a very messy gluer. Not really, but essentially. So I want this to go, I have to move this so that it's going to, and you can shimmy it a little bit if you need to. So just like that, okay? So now it's on the inside. Now, this is what she did. So let me get rid of the one that's too big and just use these that were inside the envelope that I found that are smaller. So these pieces, the DSP here is 1 1/4 inches by 4 inches. And then this one is 1 3/8 by 4 1/8. So that's what it is. So the basic white is 4 1/8 inches long. The DSP is 4 inches long. Okay, what I'm going to do is attach the DSP to my basic white. You're going to see what I'm going to do in just a second. It really was a brilliant move on her part. I'm like, I love that. I'm going to use that tomorrow. We're using both sides of this. So see, this pattern is the cloud cover, and we're going to use that on our middle piece. But on our outside pieces, we're going to use these fun, the florally leafy pattern. And now look at what we're going to do. And it doesn't matter which direction, because the fun thing about this, go like that. Just like that. I wish I had done a better job centering my DSP, because it shouldn't be that long. Oh well. See if I can do a better job with this one. Go down here. I'm doing the more difficult cards first, by the way. The other cards are much easier. Okay, so now this is the back of our card. And what we're going to do is glue in our center. But before we glue in our center, we need to do our fold. So this is going to be the fold that's going to flop over here like this. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I've felt how I'm going to do this. You know, I'm putting this right here, this 4 3/4 inch piece right there. I'm going to add the glue right there, just like that. And then I'm going to glue that like that. So I closed it on that piece, right? Just like that. But now what I'm going to do is take my insert. I'm doing it upside down for you guys so you can see this, since I think I'm upside down while I'm stamping. We're going to do it like this. I can't do it like that. Oh, that was a close one. Actually, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. If you have your flaps on the other side and it opens differently, that's okay. So whatever direction it is up to you. Do you want this on the back, or do you want this on the back? That's okay. It's whatever you want. It's your card. Okay? So don't panic if you do what I just about did and just about glued it upside down. Okay? Now what I need to do is, again, I have a piece of basic white, and this basic white is 4 1/8 inches by, I believe, 2 3/8. Yep. Which means this is 2 1/4 inches by 4 inches. Okay. And we're going to glue that. Oh boy, it's the same size. Maybe I do have the wrong piece. There is a piece. Let's see. Yeah, 2 1/4 by 4 inches. See, I have extra pieces and I just about used the wrong one. So this one, I'm going to put the glue on this side, just like this. Just like that. I'm doing this across my glass mat, not even close to me. I'm going to shimmy that into place. Okay, just like that. And we're going to attach that there, just like that, on our front. Just like that. And don't forget, it'll open and it should fit perfectly in your, right, just like that. Okay? So we got that done. You can see the all is calm, all is bright through our window, just like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, because this is my front, I've got my circle that I stamped and misplaced. Here it is, right here. I'm going to attach this with dimensionals right here in the center on the front. Make sure you're only putting dimensionals in the middle, not for the top and bottom, because you do want to be able to open your card, right? So we do it across like that. Cut more of my pieces here. It's not the most fun to use these sometimes, but if you have some big areas to cover, it's kind of nice to use those dimensionals from the sides. You can cut them a little bit bigger or longer, and then you don't have to apply quite so many of them, right? So one here, and I'll put another one probably right there in the middle. Okay, and I don't even need to peel that because I'm doing a pretty good job of sticking this already. So let's see. All is calm. I'm trying to do this upside down for you. Just like that. What do you think? And then what the final thing, oh, I've got my little thing for unto us a child is born. Let me find that. I'm going to stamp that again in Secret C. Oh, come let us adore him. Where do I have for unto us a child is born? Right here. Okay, Secret C. We're going to do that on our little piece. And this is a tiny one again. I believe it's 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4. So, in case you want to duplicate that. But for those of you that bought the tutorial, you've got all those measurements in there. And Judy and Monica and I all cut according to the measurements, so we know that they're correct this time. So even if we didn't cut it correctly for ourselves, for you guys, you'll have it. I'm going to pop this one up, and what I want to do is just put the dimensional on this side because I've already got it popped up over here a little bit. So let me just add one dimensional right to the side like that. So it kind of just sits there, just like that. I should probably glue this a little bit. There we go. Let me hold that for a second. 1001, 1002. Okay, so here is our card. Ta-da! So the only thing I didn't put on here was the ribbon, but I'll do that later. You guys know how to tie a ribbon. Just attach it with a glue dot to the top. And make sure it's attached to the top of your circle, not to your card. Because once again, you want to be able to open your card. So card number 2. There we go. Okay. I'm putting this off to the side so I can show these at the end once more. Card number 3. Another one of Judy's cards. This beautiful card. Look at all that glimmer paper. This is the cloud cover glimmer paper. So it has a little bit of a green to it. So it matches the cloud cover very, very well. Okay, let's see where that card kit is. I have such a mess going on this table now because I keep... Is that this one? Nope, that's another one. Hang on. It's here. It's just a matter of finding it. It feels like it might be this one. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, so we have a Night of Navy base this time. 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and we're going to score it at 5.5 inches, okay? Easy peasy. Then we have a layer of DSP. I love this one on the back. I love the white against the blue. It just makes me think of flowers in winter, you know, pretty flowers against the snow, even though it's the reverse. Anyway, this is the side we're going to use. We're going to attach that to our card front. Next, this really is an easier one. We have 2 arches that we're going to cut with the Everywhere Arches dies. This is the largest one. You're going to cut it out of your cloud cover DSP. Now, you're going to want to cut it out of a 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of paper, and it's going to layer right here on the front, okay? But we're not going to layer that yet. Then we have the next size die. This is the next cloud cover, next largest Everyday Arches dies, and we are going to again stamp the Holy Family. And because we're on a Night of Navy base, I'm going to stamp it on Night of Navy with Night of Navy ink. Okay, pretty soon my Christmas clock is going to sing. Are you all adjusting to the time change? I got up early this morning, but I did go back to sleep, and then I woke up with my alarm at 4. So I did a pretty decent job. This is where I should be bringing my ink pad to my stamp like that. When it's so large like that, bring your ink pad to your stamp. It's a lot easier, a lot less messy. And I'm going to stamp it like that. And once again, like I said before, I lift it up, I kind of rub, and it kind of slipped. So I didn't want to have like a double, look like we had double vision, right? What we're going to do with this one is attach this to our cloud cover glimmer paper. And like I said, it might not be cloud cover, it might be seafoam, because it really does have a green tint to it. But it's supposed to match the Peaceful Garden DSP. So I'm going to say it's cloud cover. There's another color in there, and that other color looks more like, it's such a bright one. It almost looks like, I don't think it looks like Blueberry Bushel. I think it looks more like Azure Afternoon. It's a really bright glimmer paper, and it's going to have a perfect place in some card. I just haven't figured it out yet where, because I love the color. I just, like I said, haven't figured out how I'm going to use it yet. What we're going to do is take a length of this ribbon, and we're going to wrap it around our card base, our arches base. And what I like to do, and I think I've said this before, you can either, do I have it handy? I might have taken, might not have it handy. So we're going to do it the other way that you can do it. You can use a little bit of tear and tape. You could do probably Seal Plus as well, but a little bit of tear and tape, and we're going to attach this ribbon. I like to use washi tape, and that's what I was looking for, but I think I was going through I have a stamp shelf, and this stamp shelf is my favorite stamps that I won't get rid of, except for one stamp that I apparently did get rid of because I can't find it anywhere. If anybody has a back on your feet that you want to get rid of, call me, tell me. I want it badly. It has a sloth in there, and the sloth is, if there's such a thing as a spirit animal, the sloth is my spirit animal. I just love the sloth. I love what it stands for. Taking it easy, taking your time, still doing a good job, of course. But okay, I'm using tear and tape to hold this, just like that. And you can shimmy it up and down, especially if you use washi tape, which is a little bit more removable. The next thing I'm going to do, move my tear and tape out of the way, is I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals on my card front. So it's going to go right here. We're just about done with this. You know what I did realize? I forgot to put stars on this one. It was just supposed to have a large star on the For Unto Us a Child is Born. So pick out the largest star in your collection there, do a drop of glue, and use your putty tool and put that right there. So that's what the star is for that one. This one, we're going to have to add a few more stars, but I'll do that after I place my arches. I like using these narrower ones for the really narrow sentiments. So save those if you have them for something really narrow, if you get the chance. Okay. Trying to think of what the 6 o'clock song is. Actually, I didn't change my time. Is it going to be Hark the Herald Angels Sing? I can't remember. I didn't change my clock, but when my Christmas clock sings, it's going to sing something. I think it's Hark the Herald Angels Sing that it's going to play, but we'll see. It's going to be any minute that it's going to play. One more piece right here in the center, because you definitely don't want it to cave in, right? So do it like that. Okay, so I'm going to put this on my card base now, just like that. And then I have a couple more things that I have to do. I have to do the cradle, the manger. I'm going to stamp the manger in crumb cake ink. So where did I put my crumb cake? It's right here. And then we're going to fussy cut that and pop him up. I can't read. Angels we have heard on high. It's not Hark the Herald Angels Sing. That's the song it's singing. Another favorite of mine. Okay. we stamped this on a little square of crumb cake scrap. Not very big. It's probably like 2 by 2 or something like that. Might even be smaller than that. And we're going to fussy cut it. Now, when you're fussy cutting, you're going to move the paper more than the scissors. So see how I'm kind of flipping the paper and moving it all around? It goes a lot faster when you do it that way. So almost done. I'm sorry I'm oblong or the long way portrait rather than landscape while I'm doing this thing. I don't know what's wrong with Facebook right now. It's just not my friend. Okay, I've got a couple of dimensionals here that I'll use. Ends again. Of course it's ends again. I'm going to pop up my manger right here. And that'll also hold my ribbon from moving around, just like that. Let's see what else we need. We have our stylish shapes, our long, narrow banner. So there's a big, wide banner. There's a long, narrow banner. And then there's a short, wide, and a short, narrow. So in case if you're trying to figure out what to use. This one, we're going to use the stamp All is Calm, All is Bright again, and mostly because, well, you can see that it's a very calm card and the stars are out and everything, but it's also a long sentiment, so we need to. It was kind of decided for us because of the size of the banner. I gotta stand up for this. So welcome if you're watching. I hope I'm not making you dizzy by being upside down. I'm trying to, every once in a while when I can show the words, I'm trying to show you what I'm doing until I figure out Facebook. Really figure it out, for Pete's sake, right? I'll use some dimensionals for this. I've got some small dimensionals that I'll use here. Let's put one there. Probably one in the middle so it doesn't cave in on me, and I won't worry about peeling that because I've got the other ones peeled. We're going to put it right there. Ta-da. Now we're ready for the stars, right? So let's get our stars on here again. We've got to do our inside too, but where did my basic white go? I don't think I have a basic white. Let me show you what it is inside. If I had the basic white piece, which I didn't bring here, this is what we stamped. Oh, here it is. Ta-da. Ask and you shall receive. I had to text somebody and say, I can't find my cards anywhere. And wouldn't you know, right after that, I found the cards. It happens to me all the time. Okay, so what did I do? Let me look again. We have this 1/2 inch by 4 inch strip of cloud cover. Glimmer paper that I'm going to glue to the bottom. We have the big and the little sheep, and then it says, oh, come let us adore him. You know what? Oh, come let us adore him. Here we go. Okay, Knight of Navy, and then the sheep. We're going to stamp a Knight of Navy as well. So I want to kind of place my glimmer paper here without gluing it down because I need to know where I'm going to stamp my sheep and lamb. So let me stand up here. We're going to do it like that. That's the big one. And then the lamb, I'm going to go right next to it. I think I need to re-ink my Knight of Navy. Either that or I'm seeing stars and a little foggy because I've been in front of the computer all day. Okay, here we're going to say, oh, come let us adore him. And hopefully I did that straight because I didn't stand up for it. Oh boy. I'm like, where did I put it? And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, did I not stamp that one either? Of course I did. I just set off my finished card to the side. Okay, let's attach this glimmer paper strip right to the bottom, just like that. Move it up closer to the, so it doesn't look like they're in midair, but they are. My sheep is in midair. Try to bring it a little bit closer to your strip so it looks like it's on the ground. Okay, we're going to put this inside and we are going to be done with our third card. And it's only a little bit less than an hour right now. Okay, here we go. Ta-da. Oh, I forgot the stars. Let's do the stars again. We're just going to do a couple of dots. I got 5 there. Try to do an odd number. It seems to be a little bit more pleasing to the eye. And let's take our thing here. There's a big one. I don't know. Does that look like a medium one? I guess it does. We're going to take I've got a little tiny one. Real tiny. Real tiny. If I can get these, see, that's the other thing. If you can get it off your, take your pick without pulling it up. It's a little messy. Let's see. I got a medium small. I'll put that up here. Ah, that's a lot of glue. That's the problem, but it'll dry. Let's do one more large star up the top, just like that. And ta-da, there we go. We've got our stars done. So that's the trick. The putty side of your take your pick. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's card 3. Let's do card number 4. We've got 2 more cards to go. I have to find them all here, though. Let's see. I'm a little bit messy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here they are. Okay, let's do the next easiest one, and then I'll do the last one. If I don't have time, I won't color. Okay, so this is Secret C, 5.5 by 8.5. It is scored at 4 1/4. This, oh boy. Well, one of my cards has a lot of ink. It must have been on somebody's fingers right down the center. Oh, what a mess. Okay, that's okay. We've got another one, and we'll just use this as our sample. I am going to, rather than stamping my large bunch of stars, I'm going to do the small cluster this time. And we're going to stamp it with Secret C again, because it's a Secret C base. If you don't have Secret C, Night of Navy will work just as well. Up near the top, let's see. We'll stamp that like that. Beautiful. A little sideways, but that's okay. Then we're going to stamp our manger. Just like that in the center. And then on a scrap of white, which I don't seem to have in my envelope. Do I? No, I don't. Let me grab a scrap of white just so you can see what we're going to stamp the large sheet. My white scrap bucket is overflowing. I need to take it to another retreat so that I can clean it out. Okay, here's my large sheep, and I'm going to stamp it on here, and then we're going to fussy cut it real quick. There's not a whole lot more to this card, so I'll do the inside in a second. Oh, we're going to stamp, "Oh, come let us adore him" again. Let's see. And we're stamping that on a piece of smoky slate. And do I have the smoky slate in here? You know, I almost think I don't. I have quite a bit in here, but I don't have that. Okay. This piece of smoky slate, I'm going to tell you, since I don't seem, it's probably on my table someplace, but It's 3 inches by 3/4 inches. The smoky slate. We're going to stamp, "Oh, Come Let Us Adore Him." And then to the bottom of that, I will you'd attach this strip of ribbon. So, and what I would do, you know what? We're going to have to do that because you need to see how to do that. I have bins for all of my color families, so I can go right to the bin that I want and find what I'm looking for, which is really nice. I'm going to stamp that with Memento rather than with the Night of Navy or Secret Sea ink, because when it comes to these sentiments, I don't want them too muddied. So let's see. I'm going to stamp that a little bit closer to the edge. So you see what I'm doing? Closer to that edge, so I can put the cutout sheep over top of that end, like that. So I'm going to put the sheep down over here. I didn't do it as well the last time. We've got our basic white 4 by 5 1/4 for the insert. We'll get to that in a second. Let's build the rest of our card. This is just a difference of 1/8 of an inch from my DSP. So 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And it's going to be layered, have this DSP layer of 3 by 4 on top of it. So let's just glue that on real quick before I lose it. That's a pretty pattern on the back. Could be used for something. Sorry, I'm gluing off camera because it has to be close to me. Here we go. That's what I did. And I'm going to center that between top and bottom, but I'm going to really bring it over to that left edge, okay? And it does have a pattern when you're cutting the DSP. If you're cutting your own, make sure it's going the right direction. You don't want your things to be sideways. Done it before, that's how I know. Okay, we've got our manger here. And what we're going to do is pop that up with some dimensionals. So I've got some dimensionals here. And we're going to do that centered between top and bottom as well. And then just bring it over to the right side of the card. Sorry, I felt a dimensional on the back. I was trying to figure out where it was coming from. Yeah, there is one on the back. Probably from another sheet that had scraps on it. Okay, so right here, let me put the last one in the center, and we are going to put this in the middle, just like that. So centered, go like that. And you know what? That wasn't a good thing. I didn't do very good because you know what? When I put my, let me pull that up, and luckily with dimensionals, you can kind of pull it up, hopefully, because I have to have room. So I'm going to center it top and bottom, but I am going to have an edge because my sheep is going to end up overhanging that. So let me show you what I did with this ribbon now. So we've got this ribbon, and I'm going to take just a piece of it, and I want to attach it to the bottom. So I just want to make sure it was going to the right side. I like to do it with a piece of Terran tape. So I'm going to take a length of Terran tape like that, and that should be pretty close to, and I can kind of feel the edge underneath here. So I think that I'm doing this pretty straight. That's the plan anyway. Let's see. Oh boy, not even close. Not even close. I want it to show a little bit more underneath. So let's move that down. Okay, do as I say, not as I do, right? So I won't be here for my Facebook Live next week because I will be going with my upline to Las Vegas for leadership for backstage. I'm looking so forward to that. So forward. Okay, there we go. I just did that off. I just kind of angled the edges there. And what I'm going to do next is just glue that to the bottom here, just like that. Isn't it funny? Sometimes things turn out better on the when you do them over because you learn from them, and others turn out better the first time. Boy, this is not straight, but that's okay. So we're going to go just like that. Now let me cut out my sheep here. So I don't think I used the one that said, "We have seen his star and have come to worship him," and they saw the star and rejoiced, I think is what it actually says. I don't think I used that, but there are lots with the stars in the set. It seems to me that goes better with the wise men than it does with the Holy Family or the animals, right? But I've been keeping all of my nativity sets through the years, so I do have a wise men set, and I'll use it for that. Maybe for my own Christmas cards. I have an idea for a Christmas card. I'll tell you, and maybe I'll even show some of you. And it won't be for everybody. It's going to be for a special card. But so don't be offended if you don't get it, just to let you know. I'm going to put it just like that, right there at the edge, and I'm going to glue it. And hopefully it's not overhanging the card too much. As long as it fits in the envelope, I'm going to be fine. And I'm going to see, I think it'll just fit in the envelope. It's just overhanging enough. I should have had that moved over a little bit more. I should have stamped a little bit closer to that edge. But there you go. And then we'll just add some stars there. And that is done with that. And then on the inside, what did I do? I have a strip, 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 inch strip of basic white. And we're going to glue that right down the side here. And then I'll look inside and see what else I did, because I can't remember. Just like that. Beautiful. And this one, oh, the star cluster again and the little lamp. Okay, we can do that. Again, Secret C. Now you see why my craft room is such a mess when I finish it with it, because, oh my goodness, it's unavoidable. I'm a messy crafter. That's all there is to it. I do my best, but I do have fun doing it, I have to say. Okay, I'm going to stamp this just over here. If you wanted to stamp it at the top, you certainly could, but I just want it to be above my lamb. If you wanted to color it in with some Lemon Lolly blend, you could do that, but we're just going to attach this right inside. We only have one more card to do, and that one really is a super easy card, except for one factor, and I'll show you that, and I don't have to do that on camera, but I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, so we would put the stars here. I guess I'd better put the stars here, since I'm going to use, like I did on my card here, I'm going to use the open stars. So we're going to do dot, I don't want it too much, dot and a dot. Grab my take your pick tool and my stars again. And we're going to do a big star right there. And I kind of didn't put it right on the center dot of glue. I put one of the corners in the dot of glue, just to let you know. Okay, let's do a medium one. Let's do a medium one right here. And like I said, tap it in the corner instead of all the glue in the center. And now I'm going to find a, do I have a small one? That's a small one. That is a small one right there. Ta-da. So there's our stars. We just did 3 stars. Okay. So learn from me, move your sentiment over to the left so you have more room for your sheep here. and use washi tape rather than tear and tape so you can reposition your ribbon. But now you can't even see that it's crooked there because of my sheep is covering it. So there you go. Okay, let's get to card number 5. This is card number 5. I saw this online with another stamp set and I really liked it. So what we're going to do, I kind of think that the Misty Moonlight is a little bit too dark for this, but you get, it's nighttime, right? So you get the picture. I have a Misty Moonlight base, 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I have a piece of DSP. We're going to do the doves this time, 4 by 5 1/4 inches. This card, like I said, is super, super easy and quick. The coloring is the only thing that takes a little bit of time. So once I get you started, I don't have to finish so that I'm not taking up all of your time. You don't need to see me doing all of this, right? So this is the card, just like this. All is calm, all is bright. You know what? This one, I think I'm going to do Oh Holy Night because I don't know if I used that yet. So I'm going to use Oh Holy Night on this one. But you can use whatever sentiment you want. In this one, we used... Sorry, I'm looking for my Secret C ink, which I put over here. Oh, I don't need Secret C. Even Night of Navy or, you know what? Even Memento would be fine, I guess. So we're going to stamp. I think I stamped in Memento. We'll stamp in Night of Navy for our inside, though. Okay, so I'm going to stamp Oh Holy Night. Like that. Oh, because it needs ink, it almost looks like Misty Moonlight, doesn't it? And let's do another bunch of stars. Yep, I'm going to ink up my Night of Navy when I finish so that I won't forget to do that. So, like I said, I won't be here next week because I'm going to backstage in Las Vegas. So I will miss you, but oh, I wanted to show you guys. Did I show you the coneflower cards that we're doing in class this week? And you can get this free with an order before I finish this one. Look at this one. Isn't that beautiful? Blackberry Bliss with Petunia Pop. I think I did show you when I was upright, but this is so that you can see it. I have had lots of interest in this class. Embossed with a sunflower folder. I'm not doing this for a Facebook Live unless I do it the Monday when I get back, which is possible. Why am I doing coneflowers? Well, we're going to finish off the summer fall season with flowers because I love flowers. This is the two-tone cardstock, and I actually used... You can see that's the light side. This is the dark side here. And then we have, I used both a light and dark and alternated them. So that's one of the cards. And then this one, Element of Text and Memento and colored with crumb cake. And one of the, I believe this was the deep combo again for the Stampin' Blends. I've already set it up. And then these are pre-order pearls. So you can order those, I believe, tomorrow. And don't forget, there's also new kits. So that's an online exclusive embellishment that you can get, and they're really pretty. I don't know if they're Strawberry Slush or Timid Tiger. It, to me, looked like it was a little bit more pink, the gems that go with it. But anyway, let's get to this one. We have to stamp the Holy Family in Memento here. So let's take our ink again to our stamp. And I guess if this wasn't photopolymer, I'm using watercolor pencils, but I'm not going to use them with water. We're just going to color here and with the white and the brown. If I was going to use water with this, you'd have to use StazOn to for the pencils. But I wouldn't use StazOn for the photopolymer, so just saying. Okay. Let me find my colored pencils. So I have both a, boy, do I have a lot going on. What a mess, huh? I have a black, basic black. I have an early espresso marker, and I have a basic white. And what I did was I kind of need to look at what I did because I don't remember what I did. I'm pretty sure what I did was, okay, I might have to color this because all of a sudden I lost my card with all of my mess. Not here, not here. Oh, I found it. Okay. So what I did was I did the robes and the swaddling clothes, the blankets, and Joseph's robe and Mary's robe. I did that all in basic white. So we're just going to go, and it helps if your pencil is a little bit dull. And don't go over the lines. We're not going to color, like I said, we're not going to do, if you color over the lines, it's going to dull the line. I'm going to kind of color, oh, I didn't want to do that. See? I was doing her hair and I don't want to do that. So we're doing the blanket like that. We're doing her like that. We're doing the baby's blanket again. We're doing his robe. And like I said, you can sharpen your pencils by all means. It just seems to color a little bit better when it's a little bit dull because it's just a little easier to get the full color. And I'm sorry if I'm shaking the table because I am coloring kind of hard because this is a dull pencil, but you get what I'm doing. Just like that. Her robe yet. And I'll go back and I'll color a better job. I'm just doing it so that you can see what I'm doing. And then her hair is going to be early espresso with accents of the basic black. Okay. That's pretty much what I wanted it to look like. Does that work? Except for coloring her hair. So now what I'm going to do is use my early espresso marker and we're going to color the hair. Try not to go too many different directions, especially if it's a sharper pencil. Kind of try to follow, just go up and down, or otherwise it looks a little bit, because we're not doing this with water, you'll see all those lines. So there we go. His hair, his beard, her hair a little bit more. And I think this was hair over here. Yep, just like that. We'll cover up where I made the mistake. There we go. And then I just did a little bit, I just followed a little bit and just added some accents of, it's kind of hard. You don't want to do too much, but I just did a little bit with the basic black just to kind of fill in a little bit, make it a little bit darker. Kind of like that. Does that make sense? What we're going to do is tie a ribbon around the card. I'm not going to do that right now, but I would tie the ribbon around the card in a knot, just like this. You can tie it around the DSP if you don't want it to show on the inside of the card. But anyway, doing our knot like that. Popping this up with dimensionals, adding some stars, and voila, we have our 5th card. So that's the card. This is what I colored. So card number 2, I think this was, right? Card number 1, that was this one, which was supposed to have a longer glimmer paper that I found later. Card number 3, and that's this one. And card number 4, I just finished, was this one. Not this one. Well, I can't find the other one, but it was this one essentially. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me pop up again. Joyce, I hope these classes made sense. There we are. So glad to see you guys online. I hope some of this made sense. I'm looking forward to my next one. Just announced it today. The Gingerbread Man. So sign up soon. It's going to be adorable. Absolutely adorable. Thanks, Joyce. I will see you soon. Stay warm. It's getting cold. and have a wonderful evening. Bye.